Developed by Konami and published by Sega, Frogger was released back in 1981 to the arcades. It was revolutionizing at the time, mostly due to its graphics and all the ways you could die. It became one of the most iconic and greatest games ever made, and of course got a lot of clones, remakes and sequels over the years. I'm part of a challenge named the 20 Game Challenge, in which you recreate 20 existing games. In this video, I'll show you how I remade Frogger in Godot. After creating and setting up the project, I made a main scene with 4 world boundaries, one for each side. Then I drew the frog sprites, created the frog scene, and started to code the movement logic. And for that, I practiced using tweens to animate the frog jumping. It was pretty fun. I'll try to use them more in future projects, but now I had a good starting point. Pretty fun already, just jumping around. Time to open Sprite again to work on the level entities. I made a car, log, turtle, and the different ground tiles like road, water, and grass. After importing them to Godot, I made a main tile set using the new tiles, which I used to draw the level. The first obstacle I implemented was the log, and I made 3 different sizes. I reused the spawner and spawnable components from the previous game in this series to spawn 5 rows of logs. I did the same thing for the cars and turtles, and after a bit of adjustments to the level, I had 6 rows of cars and 2 rows of turtles. The frog can now also die and respawn when ending up in the water or getting hit by a car, and I also made the logs and turtles into platforms the frog can sit on. But nothing happens when you reach the other end. Here's one of the lily pads. When a frog occupies it, all other frogs are blocked from jumping into it. It will also spawn a new frog at the beginning. When all 5 lily pads are filled, you win. I also fixed some small things like cars going in reverse. Silly cars. Now, how do you lose? Depending on the machine's settings back in the days, you had either 3, 5, or 7 frogs, but they were more treated as lives. But in my version, I imagined that you only have 5 frogs in total that want to cross the level. Losing one meant you will not be able to fill in all lily pads, meaning you will not be rewarded with as many points. And when you had no more frogs, the game was over, which also saved your score if you had the highest score. To visualize this, I created a simple UI with a timer, score, high score, and the amount of frogs. And of course, you could also restart the game to improve your score. For the final touches, I increased the max score from 1000 to 10,000. I transformed the game over screen to a start menu, and I implemented a way of playing the game on touchscreen devices. I know there's a better way to do this, but I'll come back to it sometime. The game also got some sound effects as well as some music. I also added a theme and a font, and finally I added a splash screen and a game icon. As I talked about in my last video, I did do some changes after I first published the game to rebrand it in order to stay away from copyright claims. But since I already made custom assets, I only changed the name of the game to Froggy and republished it. Hope that's enough. And with that, it was done. The game is playable on itch, and the source code can be found on GitHub. Both links are in the description below. I hope to see you soon when I recreate one of the first games ever made, Space War. Bye!